Montreal Mayor Valerie Plante is on the line. Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time.
It's my pleasure.
First question, how you feeling?
I'm good. We haven't talked in a while, right?
No.
There you go. Well, I'm doing great.
Okay.
Though I'm a bit worried with the weather. That's what I'm worried about these days. Not so much about my health, but I'm worried about the planet's health.
Okay, I just want to know you're feeling better. I don't know how much you can do for the planet, but you're
Thank
better,
you
so
for
that's
asking.
good. Okay. Let me start by, first of all, I would ask you about Bill 21, but I know you'd prefer that. We're going to hear from the Premier at about 4:30 this afternoon, so I won't ask you to wait on that yet. We can talk about that another time.
Sure.
I will start by asking you, though, report earlier this week, Montreal International, responsible for foreign investments here, reporting a drop of almost 25% last year. That's foreign investment coming into Montreal. So, interestingly enough, as fate would have it, Aref Salem, who's leader of the opposition at Montreal, he was on with Elias earlier this morning. That story came up. I want you to hear what he had to say, and then tell me what you think about this. Listen to this.
As a mayor of Montreal, she should be all over the world right now telling the investors to come to Montreal. She should be putting Montreal on the map. That's what she's not doing at all.
Is that fair to say that as the mayor, you should be flying here, flying there to try to go ahead and get that investment into the city?
Well, I find it very interesting that Mr. Salam would say something like that, especially these days where, we've decided to, the budget of the city of Montreal, there was a lot of question, and we promised that we would, make efforts into revising all the expenses. And for me, the traveling and all the expenses is something very crucial. I know that when Mr. Kadab was there with Mr. Salem, he was spending so much money on missions and stuff. But not only is that for me not respectful of Montrealers, how much they pay and the difficult time they're going through right now. But also, we have this fantastic organization called Montreal International, and that's their job. That's their job of going out there and getting investment. And if I can just say, I cannot agree with what Mr. Salem said, because even though, and you said the number, it's like almost like 23% less than last year. That being said, we're one of the cities around the world that has the best growth, even though there's this kind of this international economic slowdown. So I feel like 2.7 billion was brought into Montreal, and most of the money is directly in the city. So though, it's less than last year, but it's actually more than before the pre-pandemic period. So we're doing good.
So, it's a lot of money, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's not just us, it's investment everywhere. But a lot of people will point to Montreal and say, hey, well, wait a sec. Given some of their laws here, the restrictive laws, the red tape involved in getting stuff done here, we shouldn't be surprised that we are seeing less investment. Is that not fair?
Oh, I would definitely not make that connection, really, because if you talk more directly with Montreal International, they will say how much we work closely. And we're proud that we were able to get all that money. It can be small shops, big companies. I'm thinking about Shopify, which is a big one, a big leader internationally, decided to open an office here. And so, I have tons of examples like that. So for me, when it comes to maybe cutting some of the red tape, there's always things we can do better, maybe regarding the housing crisis, of course. But in terms of being Montreal like this place where people want to invest, it is a good place. Then we have to think of how do we talk about Montreal internationally. It can be the responsibility of the mayor of Montreal, but also of all of our leaders at the Quebec level, at the Canadian level. We all have a responsibility to say, hey, we're open for business.
Since we don't have the opportunity to chat as much as I would like to, I have to keep bringing this up every time we do get to talk to you. I heard Aref Salem go on today as well, and I don't want to bore you with these clips, but I thought I didn't even know this, by the way, Mayor. He was talking about in Saint Laurent about the techno park, and he said this.
In Saint Laurent, techno park, they centralized the techno park. Since the day that they took over, there is not even one company came to techno.
Is that true?
Oh my God. This is difficult because you know what? I hate to fight, and I don't like bringing should probably bring the two of us, because I would be the first to say that if the local administration where Mr. Salem actually sits wouldn't put all those barriers, and I have names of companies wanted to come and establish themselves in Saint Laurent, and it did not work out because what they were asking what they were asking was way too much. And Moderna is one example where they said it was just too much. We cannot deal with the local administration there.
So you're suggesting he's the one putting up or that administration is the one putting up the barriers?
I wish everybody would work as a team, because the same way I'm not going to throw a rock at the local administration, because I believe we all have a responsibility. I don't appreciate when somebody's kind of generalize over this. They should look in the mirror, take their own responsibility. And I believe, and like I said, when you look at the $2.7 billion, this is a lot of money. This is great investment. So of course we need to do, like we always want to do better, but I think everybody needs to take a breath and take their own responsibility.
So to your offer, if it's an offer, would you consider coming on one day with Aref Salem, the two of you here at the same time?
Well, I mean, I will be running for the next election, so Mr. Salem, maybe he's running for the leadership, so then I will be more than happy to sit with him.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. And then I'll just ask you two other questions really quick. McGill, Concordia, going to court. I know you spoke out about this at the beginning, saying this was a poor decision by Quebec. What do you think about what you've seen now?
I mean, I don't like it. The same way I was just saying, like, we need to talk in a positive way. We need to think about the international reputation of Montreal. I would prefer if the government of Quebec would sit down with the universities and they would find a solution. And like I've always said, ultimately, all universities have a obligation to make sure that French is important and, make it accessible to everybody. But at the same time, we need to send a strong message that Montreal is a city for business, a city for students, a city for everyone. So everybody should get along, but I will let Concordia and McGill move forward with what they think is right to do for them.
Okay, the quick round questions. Number one, Cavendish, what's new?
What's new? What's new? It's still in the
plan.
Okay. Planning.
Okay.
It is. The money's still there.
3 seconds. Hey, what's up at the Hippodrome?
Oh, Hippodrome, we will give you news very soon. So stay tuned. Yes.
Okay, last question. Yes, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Last question. Did Francois Legault call you up to apologize for saying you don't care about French?
No, he didn't.
Did not?
No, he did not.
Are you upset?
Well, I mean, I love French, and I feel like I'm doing everything I can to valorize it, but I also think that we can do both, right? Like I was saying, protect French while making sure that the reputation is good and protecting all of the institutions that have contributed to make Montreal such a great city.
I thought that was a cheap shot too. Okay. Montreal Mayor Valerie Plante, thank you so much. Appreciate the time as always.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.